Yeah, I'm different. Nah, I don't fit their system.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of How to Create a Simulator Game. In the last episode, we touched upon hidden data, which we don't actually have in this video yet, but we will add that to explain where we're going with this. Now, in the last episode, I did discuss that we might move on to tables. Now, tables is kind of detrimental to moving forward in this, so we need to cut for the cough, but what we need to do is turn our data into a table. Now, instead of if you can see in the background here, we're actually in a different script, and we are in the older, the place where I test all my scripts before I put them back into the other game. So we are going to go from there. So what we have, and we're going to actually edit in more of the things that we need for the simulator like we had in the other one, but we're first going to go over how it works. So before, we actually had multiple data stores for multiple different parts of data, and we had money, level, we had inventory space, something else. I think it was experience points that were hidden, and all of those would eventually it would be a bit of a faff to go, oh, data store, data store, data store, data store, data store, right? So what we are doing is instead of just using multiple data stores, we're turning a data store into a table. Now I've named this big data store. I'll actually close this and zoom in a little bit so everybody can see it more clearly. So big data store. So this actually creates one whole data store now because I don't want to be using multiple data stores at once unless I really feel like I have to, which I don't feel like I have to just yet. So the first thing that we have then done is we have got rid of money data and level data, and then we'll also have got rid of the other ones. So before we do that, I will just skip to adding in the leader stat, not the leader stats, the hidden stats that we had in the previous episode, and I will be right back. Right, so I have got all of the things inside of our function for when the player connects. This one isn't unconnected from the other script like we did in the previous episode, but we could get to that, or I might do that off camera because you know how to do that. Um, but here we are, we're gonna if has data. So the key thing to know about tables is this is how it will work. So this will be 1, this will be 2. In certain code sources, it'll actually be start with 0, which is the index, but in Roblox it doesn't. But that is what you need to remember when saving. So when actually bringing the data back, you have to remember that data is equal to the cache will be equal to the first data that we saved if we've got it that way. So if we move on to now adding in a new one to add to the table, we have to use this line, which is table insert. So if we do that, table dot insert, this will now create whatever we put in here. So let's do data, and then we can do comma, which this we now need to find the data that we want to save. Now, because this is a hidden stat, we want to do player.hidden stats dot, and then whatever we called the name of it. So XP, let's do experience points for now. Go back to there and then do XP and then dot value. And then we will make sure we've got a name to tell us that this is XP, and then this will be number 3, right? Remember that. Then we'll just Control C and Control V to get all this, and then we only need to change this to another name over here. So let's go over to invent space. So go here and then press V, and then we'll say inventory space, right? And that will be number 4. So, like I said, you need to remember these numbers because this is the order. Whatever order you have saved this in or written this in, this will create a table going 1, 2, 3, 4, like you would on Excel without the A, B, C. You just got 1, 2, 3. So now, in order to save this, we actually don't really need to do that much. We just need to go over to here. Actually, are we right? Yeah, so we've now added this, so this is automatically going to save. We don't need to do anything like add a new data table or data service or anything like that. We've just saved the data into there for number 4 and 3 for the new stats that we've added. This will instantly be added in, and then we need to make sure that if they do have data on this, then we can do whatever we called XP. So we can say experience dot value equals, was it experience we did first? Make sure we do that. Yep, experience we did first equals data and then square brackets 3. And then if we do the same again, copy and paste this down, and then we can change this to inventory space, right? And then make sure that we've changed that to 4, and then that will set the inventory space. Now we also need to make sure that if they've joined and they've not got any data, we'll do value equals 0 for the experience and inventory space dot value equals, say, 10. We'll have 10 for inventory space that you can have. Right, so now if we go over to the script here, we want to actually add, this is the clicker script, so we want to, you should already have this if you're actually working with the previous one, but we're just working on another folder, like I said. Then we go hidden stats, and then do xp dot value plus equals 1, right? Oh, I don't need that, we're not in Unity. There we go. So once I've added that, I can now click in this and pray to Roblox gods, because sometimes I miss things. Right, so we are clicking in here, we're making sure that we've got a stat, so hidden stats XP. XP is 9, so let's keep adding some more XP, and then let's go off it. And then let's press play, and then check on our stats XP, and there you go, we have 20 stats, which is exactly what we had before. Now this is great. Now I don't know why, oh, I think I may have an issue in this code somewhere. It looks like it's setting something equal to the same value as I had somewhere. So I have found the culprit. Now the culprit is here. So instead of having cache value, we wanted to have level value. I think it was level in the name as well. Level, yeah. So that should solve all of our issues. So if we do this and then add some cache, stop the game, play the game again. Right, we have fixed the issue. Again, I'll be dropping all this code on my Patreon. I have sorted out the 18 plus issue because that was just a weird misclick, and I will have a Dropbox in the comments and the description for this video. If you want to donate and buy me a monthly coffee, then feel free, but you don't have to. But you do end up with a few free stickers and other things. Just check out the Patreon. I'm not gonna flog for ages. But yeah, we have done today, created our hidden stats to save. Look, it's still on 35. Well, it's on more than 35. Let's just do one final run to double check that everything's working. And we've added it into a table rather than having to have so many data stores that it'll make you never want to code again. We have just got one big data store now that is adding to a table, and there you go, 35. All of that is perfect. Now I will be seeing you all hopefully in the next episode next week, because this is a weekly series. So that's it. Peace.
Yeah, I'm different. Nah, I don't fit their system. So let the map class that's a fact. Never backtrack. ADD's my life hack. Addicted to spitting rap. Angels on my back. 111, telling me to carry on. What's a meal? The evil one. Without him, we'd be known.